Okay, let me just... I took some, what do you call it? Reanimated strange alien matter. And, like, as much as I had space for, after depositing a few things, got a couple of different fuels here. Maybe what I ought to do is put a box down. Yeah, right there. Yeah, see, the drone's just sort of sitting there. And then, maybe what I ought to... I've got the rocket fuel ready here. But there's other kinds of fuels too, and I'm wondering if maybe I ought to just use those, like, as well. And I've already got turbo fuel. And some regular fuel. I'm not exactly sure what effect this has on I wasn't expecting it to do that. But I guess... I don't know, can it mix fuels? If it runs out of one kind of fuel, is the other kind an acceptable substitute? Well, I'm going to take these and... I think I could put them in here, but no, I guess I'm going to have to do it this way. Make it direct. Shame, really. I'd like to be able to put... maybe if I put these in the incoming... Okay, that works. I don't want to take these away. I want to... I'm afraid that if I control click this, it'll land in the wrong slot. So I'm doing it this manually. Okay, alright, so how many trigons do I have? Very little. Producing them at a rate of like 45 a minute. This could take a while. I'm gonna have to keep these two stacks of trigons with me. Because that's the only way I'm going to fill up that, meet that requirement of 10,000 trigons without having to... What was I trying to check here? Oh yeah, 45 of those a minute. Sure how... Wait a minute. Maybe that's listed here too. 35 items a minute. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just the nature of the beast because of how far away that the Hilltop SAM node actually is. I can amplify the production over there so that it at least meets the requirement of 45 Well, okay, I don't mean amplify production. Maybe I should say overclock. I forget what I did. I think I'm overclocking it as hard as I can, though. I suppose it's one of those things I'll have to double check. Speaking of checking things, how is this doing? Box 4 is all the way over here. I currently have 130 130 nuclear pasta. Yeah, that's a whopping 13% of the way there. It seems so puny. Alright, back to the field manufacturer. I'm gonna... Actually, no, I gotta pick up another ingredient for the turbo motors, and that's just plain old regular motors. And I've got some cooling systems, so I guess I'm gonna see just how many turbo motors I can get out of all that. I mean, the cooling systems, I think it needs like 4 of them. I've got like 200 and something, so that's 50 turbo motors at least. But not that much over that. Just grab some more out of here. Okay, so I only took like half of the industrial storage container that I have at the motor plant because I only need to fill this thing. And then the cooling systems. Wait, do I have any deposited? Any cooling systems? I have 304 stators, but that's beside the point. Oh, I do have some. Not exactly sure why. Now, how many is that in total? 538. Let me check the recipe here. Yeah, 500. Okay, so I'm only going to be able to make as many as I have radio control units divided by 2. That means 25 turbo motors. Maybe I ought to add more radio control units to the mix here. There we go. Okay. Make that 50 turbo motors. I'm gonna have to keep going back for cooling systems. Wait a minute. 500 divided by 4 is 125. That's a pretty substantial amount. So I guess I shouldn't be too salty about it. Alright, well. Where are my summer slips? I think I store them back here, because I'm going to get started on those, that automated wiring. Now, automated wiring is made in an assembler. I need a lot of cable, meaning I'm not exactly sure. Oh, 3060 cable. 3060 cable. That should be enough to fit inside a regular storage box. Although I ought to get some more cable to the oscilloscope factory. Or not oscilloscope factory, oscillator factory. So I'll take the whole thing, but only put like half of it in in the automated wiring and drop the rest off at the oscilloscope factory. And I guess maybe then I'll head over there to see how the radio control unit factory is doing. Yeah, it's a lot of running around, but could just be the nature of the beast here. Okay, so I used an assembler that I was using once, but stopped using. There. Now, I don't want to make any more automated wiring than I have to, especially now that I'm probably not going to need to make it again. Where is... Okay, there. Do we have any already in? No. Okay. So it's 100 stators. How many do I? 153. Okay. So what I'll have to do, since I don't have any, I don't have a box connected to the other input of the assembler. So I'll have to split this into 53 and 47. And then come back at a later date. I mean, let's see, 2.5 stators a minute. Means it'll go through, in 10 minutes it'll go through 25, in 20 it'll go through 50. So I suppose after, say, 25 minutes I ought to check back here and drop the rest off. This is strictly a one-off thing. I'm not going to be continuously making automated wiring, of course. In fact, if I had to guess, I'd say that this is the last time that I'm ever going to make automated wiring, at least assuming phase 5 is the last phase and there's no surprise phase 6 here. So why is the drone just sitting here again? Well, maybe it's because it needs more... Well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I saw the drone just sort of hanging around, and I wondered if maybe, in like mixing different fuels together, it didn't get enough of the right one. So I guess what I ought to do, is rearrange these so that it gets enough of a given drone fuel, like in this case plastic, or sorry, in this case just regular fuel. What is this doing? Huh. Okay, I really wasn't expecting that. 197 items a minute? That must be with the... Oh, maybe it just keeps a sort of a floating tally. Or maybe it only takes off when, Gee, it's docking now? Does that mean it's... Wait a second, what's this here? Oh, it's because the drone isn't there, it's still docking. I mean, if the flow is enough, I guess it's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. So you know what I ought to do? Because I need so much fixite or trigon, so many trigons of it for the one project part. I mean, let's have a look at this. Maybe I ought to reconsider. Hang on a second. So 45 a minute. Now what is 9600 divided by 45? It's 9600 divided by 45 is 1000. No, it wouldn't be. 600 divided by 45 is 3200 divided by 15, which means it doesn't really go into dividing 3200 divided by 15 is 640 divided by 3. Okay, yeah. This is starting to sound familiar. It'll take like, I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 4 hours to fill this thing, assuming a constant rate of supply of reanimated SAM supply. But I imagine I'll be finished with what was it? The assembly director systems I need for the biochemical or biological sculptors. I also checked by the radio control unit factory, and thank goodness I did too. I've got 150 more radio control units now. I think the cooling systems might have been the limiting factor. No, I think it was the radio control systems. So with the amount of, with the number of cooling systems, I can only make like 150. No, 125 or so. Turbo motors, but it looks as though cooling systems are produced pretty quickly. The only limiting factor is the aluminum casings. So 538 plus 114 equals 638 plus 14 equals 640 plus 4 equals 652, which divides evenly into 4. So 652 divided by 4 is gee, we're still not at, I think we need like 800 at least to get to 200 turbo motors. So yeah, I'll just keep the running tally at 652. I don't have to. Well, I'm producing all-clad sheeting as we speak. So if I ever run out there, you know, if it's possible to remotely monitor these things, I'd love that ability, you know, see what's out of what where. Fortunately, as far as I know, no such ability exists. Okay, so how many? Yeah, that's 50 of them right there. So I'm gonna dump these off. 652 now, and 1, 2. I'm keeping some radio control units aside, just in case I need them to build things. Now that 150, that should be good for 75 more turbo motors, bringing the total up to 125. As for the supercomputers, I have, like I said, oh, 150, and even 150. We gotta check on how they're doing it, how those are doing it at Precipice Deuterium. While I'm at it, the time crystals. I mean, what exactly? Wait a second. I can find this out. What are time crystals used for? Besides synthetic power shards, I guess I have yet to find out. So I guess I shouldn't be too concerned with how full that industrial box of them is going to get. Another thing I ought to check on is, how am I doing cash-wise? I've got 11 cash. Bring me up to 80 total. Alright, I'm gonna go and see how many. Well, I suppose I'm a little more concerned with the plastic supply than the amount of supercomputers, as well as how long it takes to make one, which I'm not really sure about. And the other supercomputer supplies, I mustn't forget those.